Hey, seventh graders. Hope everybody had a fun and exciting weekend. It's Monday. And it is el 27 de abril 2020. Vamos a estudiar hoy los verbos I to IE. Alright, so we've looked at lots of verbs this year. And different kinds of verbs in the present tense. We just finished up with some, well, I say finished up, but we've got to continually be studying and reviewing these things that we're going over in class. What I'm doing in the presentation is just the first step. I'm also creating Quizlet sets for you, and you ought to be reviewing this material often, because that's how we get it to stick. Okay? Anyhow, let's look at the week ahead. Continue hammering stem changers. Okay, so that's what we got going on this week. I intend to finish that up. Again, it's not going to be perfect, but at least we're going to come away after this week with an idea of how stem changers, these boot verbs, function, and we're also going to know a substantial amount of infinitives that pertain to each of these groups. By groups, I mean O to UE stem changers. We know, for example, like dormir and morir and jugar, for example, are all O to UE stem changers. I'm going to introduce to you guys some E to IE ones today, and then we're going to work through them together. And then either tomorrow or Wednesday, we're going to look at E to I stem changers. Good news about these, though, there are only 3 of them. There's about 13, I think exactly 13 E to IE stem changers that I'm going to share with you, and then there's going to only be 3 E to I stem changers. All right, and we can expect some sort of summative assessment. What is meant by that is a quiz on Thursday, but again, guys, just because I say quiz, it shouldn't send you into a spin. All right, I mean all of the assessments that I'm giving you guys, and I'm assessing you constantly, right? I mean, these Ed puzzles are assessments. Your completion of Vocaroo assignments are assessments. Your completion of, even when we play Kahoot, that's considered an assignment and an assessment, and it's all graded evenly. So the quiz that I give you on your Thursday, yes, it's going to be an indicator to me of how well you understand the material that I want you to understand. But it's not something that should freak you out or anything. It's really just for me to make sure that we are making the kind of progress that I want to make. All right, so as long as you do your best and follow my suggestions, which would be to review the Quizlet flashcards that I make for you constantly, and also to pay close attention to and take notes on these Ed puzzle assignments, what we're doing right now, these presentations that I'm doing for you. Obviously, I wouldn't put material in here that I didn't think was essential. Very, very important. All right, so I hope that stuff's clear. And again, guys, distance learning scenario, I just want your best effort, okay? And we're all going to come out of this okay. And if you put a good effort and you get some Spanish work done during the week, we'll be all set for 8th grade Spanish next year. All right, so let's get going. All right, so these are our present tense endings. Okay, verbs that end in AR have these endings, ER have those, IR have these. All right, so if you don't have these jotted down in your notes, please do hit pause. Get these jotted down in your notes, guys, because it's something that we have to put in our long-term storage and our long-term memories, these kinds of endings. But for now, you can just have them written down and refer to your notes if you run a blank on them. Okay, so this is what we mean by E to IE stem changers. Same deal as O to UE stem changers, except we have an E in the infinitive, or in the root, PENS, and that E is going to change to IE in 4 out of the 6 conjugated forms of the verb, right? So the yo form, the tú form, él, ella, usted form, and the ellos, ellas, ustedes form all experience this stem change. Of course, nosotros and vosotros, we leave them alone. They don't have to change at all. All right. Okay, so each of these verbs that I'm sharing with you is going to be an E to IE stem changer. What you're going to do is help fill in the blank. For example, el maestro, all right, the teacher. So we would put the verb in the el form because it's el maestro. He, so it's like saying he, or the teacher, or he. Cierra, closes. All right, so cerrar is a verb that means to close. El maestro cierra la puerta cuando entra en la sala de clases. Bien. El maestro cierra la puerta cuando entra en la sala de clases. Just like this, right? When I go into the classroom, Canterbury, I shut the door just like that. Because it's Spanish time. Okay, comenzar is another E to IE stem changer. And it means to commence or to begin. And we're going to have 2 verbs that mean the same thing that are synonymous, comenzar. And later we'll look at empezar, which also means to begin. So I got the subject underlined here, el año escolar. Okay, this means the school year, right? El año is the year of school, escolar, el año escolar. And so that's what's going to change the verb. So again, it's going to be the él, ella, usted form of the verb. And since él, ella, usted is in the boot, we know that this E is going to change to an IE. All right, so what do you think, knowing that this E is going to change to an IE? I'm going to put it in the él, ella, usted form with that ending. What goes in the blank? Okay, give it your best shot. All right, hope you got that. Cuando comienza el año escolar, me pongo muy entusiasmado. Bueno, so when the school year begins, I get real enthusiastic, like I get excited. Just like these wonderful students. Okay, confesar, good cognate. I'm going to start doing a thing too in my presentations. I forgot to do it today, but I'll try and remember in subsequent lessons. I want to start doing this thing where I start each lesson with a cognate of the day. And you guys know that a cognate is what looks and means the same as it does in English. So this one looks like confess, right? And it actually means to confess. So it's what we call a cognate. Confesar, also an E to IE stem changer. So los criminales, tons of cognates in this sentence. The criminals confess their crimes, right? Los criminales, something, sus crímenes, they, so it would be the ellos, ellas form of the verb. So it's going to be an AN ending, and we know the E changes to IE. So I just told you what it's going to look like. But go ahead, write what you think. What form of confesar goes in the blank? There we go. Los criminales confiesan sus crímenes. The criminals confess their crimes. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so empezar, also to begin. Hoy nosotros a estudiar la gramática española. So the sentence is, today we are going to begin, all right, we begin to study Spanish grammar. Careful here, because now, since we're in the nosotros form, remember nosotros is not in our bota, it's not in the boot. Nosotros is up here, which is out of the boot, so the E stays. It does not change to IE. We just need to take the AR off and put the nosotros ending for an AR verb, which is amos. So we are left with empezamos. Okay, hoy nosotros empezamos a estudiar. Gobernar is another one. Let's see what we got here. ¿Tú piensas que el presidente de los Estados Unidos something bien o no? Do you think he, right? Because the subject is el presidente. And so we get gobierna. ¿Tú piensas que el presidente de los Estados Unidos gobierna bien o no? Okay. Presidente de Estados Unidos, presidente de China, Xi Jinping. All right, pensar, same sentence except different blank. What's pensar in the to form? E to IE stem changer. Put the appropriate AR present tense ending. What do you get? Excellent. Piensas. Okay, defender. Another cognate. So defender, obviously, is obvio, que significa to defend. So I defend el país, the country, durante tiempos de guerra. During wartime, I defend the country. So yo defiendo el país durante tiempos de guerra, como estos soldados, like these soldiers, ¿verdad? Sí, sí. Entender is to understand, okay? To understand. Nosotros form, so again, remember nosotros, no stem change, so we keep the regular root, and it's an ER verb, so be careful, don't put entendamos. You got to go back into your notes and find out what is the ending for ER verbs in the nosotros form, in the present tense, and you'll find out that it's hemos. So this is what you're going to get. Nosotros entendemos bien el español cuando la clase es enseñado. And there's a mistake here. It's la clase, so it needs to be enseñada because it's feminine, and so this word needs to be feminine. Por señor Snobby. So the sentence is, we understand Spanish well when the class is taught by Mr. Snoddy. And that's a pretty accurate looking cartoon figure of me. Okay, perder is to lose. So what sentence do we have here? I am very sad. Estoy muy triste when I lose el partido de baloncesto. So if you guys have ever played basketball with me, you know I don't like to lose. Very competitive guy here. So let's try putting perder in the yo form. What do you get? Pierdo. Eso es. Excelente. Scottie Pippen here. Michael Jordan here. Steph Curry. Okay, querer. So querer, to want, also to love. I'm going to ask you guys, y'all want to learn more verbs? Y'all want? So how do we put querer in vosotros? No stem change. But vosotros ending, take the ER off. And what is the vosotros ending for an ER verb? We get queréis. Vosotros queréis aprender más verbos. Yeah. Preferir, to prefer, another cognate. It's a day of many cognates. Oh, good. This is a good question and one that I'm curious about. So I'm going to ask you for real. ¿Qué bebida prefieres tú? What drink do you prefer out of these two options? Coke, Coca-Cola, or Pepsi? ¿Qué prefieres? Yo, a mí me gusta más beber Coca-Cola. Yo prefiero la Coca-Cola. Pero hay alguna gente que prefiere Pepsi. Yo no sé. ¿Y tú? ¿Qué bebida prefieres tú? ¿Coke o Pepsi? Es una batalla muy grande. Sentir is to feel and to feel sorry for. So the sentence I want you to learn is this one. Lo siento muchísimo. And again, these are recycled slides, and I forgot to make the corrections, but no question marks necessary here. The sentence is lo siento muchísimo, which means I am so sorry. Lo siento. All right. So if you ever misbehave in la clase de español, you should go up to your teacher and say lo siento. Okay, referir. It's like, what do you mean? Okay, so it's not exactly a cognate. I mean, it can be used in that sense, like, what are you referring to? But I think the best translation is, what do you mean? So, ¿a qué refieres tú? Any Justin Bieber fans? All right. So that's it, guys. Thank you for participating in Monday's lesson. And we're just moving right along. Okay, so each day we just pick up where we left off. And again, take my advice and study the Quizlet flashcards. Make sure you understand, you know all those infinitives that we've been looking at. And you know which ones are stem changers, which should be easy because the sets are labeled. So do that and just make sure when you decide to do Spanish class, that you don't have too many tabs open and that you can focus for a good 15-20 minutes to just get the work done and move on with whatever other things you got to do. All right? Okay, guys. Hasta mañana.